So, Rookie, we're live. How do you feel about that?
Glad you
He did the thing. I was gonna laugh more if actually just left me hanging, like I'm waiting, and you're just sitting there, like I'm not gonna hit it. It's like,
I could've,
I'm
but
gonna find it. Oh, hurry!
I felt the puzzle slipping into place perfectly, so I was like, "Yeah, I want to do it. I'm gonna do it." Oh yeah, I was just watching Dodgeball again, even though we watched it like 3 months ago. It's funny. It's almost every line from like White is just comedy, and it's like I'm looking at it like if I were to if somebody just read the line, that wouldn't be funny. But he's like,
Oh, dude, I say that all the
Like-
time. I joke with people like, "Oh, I see you cut the sin of a lesser stag."
It's like no. Like the joke's funnier because he's like, cut the scent of a lesser stag from your nostrils. What? Or he's like, yeah, and then I read it from a book. It's just like stupid.
I read about it in a book. Or like how he's like, fuck, what was one of them? He's like, I know you don't like the corporate stricture shackling or what. He says something like that. And he's like,
Yeah.
unless you're into that sort of thing. It's like, got some in the back. Just kidding.
Just
Seriously.
kidding.
I got him.
Yeah. Every line is gold. I'm like, God, they must have loved writing.
You know, in some cultures, they only eat vomit.
I haven't been there, but it's just like, why is this the dialogue? But it's
Or
great.
like, she sees the picture of him with the bull, and it's like, wow, that is something. It's like, yeah, me grabbing life by the horns. It's a metaphor. It's like, but it actually happened.
It's like, God, this is almost the most rewatchable movie I've ever seen.
It's so good. And then you fast forward to pronoun time, and it's even funnier.
Even says like we have a quasi-cultural staff. Like I don't even know if that's just funny because they're all white except for Michelle.
I like. Well, it's funny because he's Jewish and he makes a character white good man, which like good
white.
man is
I'm
a tip.
white.
Is like that is the format of like Jewish English names. It'd be like task or whatever man. Or Steen. Yeah. It's always like Steen or man. Karen, she's sending us love.
Karen.
First to me, of course, because I am the supreme. And then she says, okay, I've said my hellos. I have things to do. I'll stay tuned
I have things to do.
And of course, Wiz is here. Could you mod Wiz? I don't know if you have the access on the YouTube angle. Let me access the
Give her the
YouTubes.
power.
I've been telling her I was going to for a while. She hasn't been in because I guess she's working on Tuesday. She's too busy to be my friend on Tuesday. Like the Rookie Critic. We were supposed to hang out and watch content.
I had things to do.
I guess making money and surviving is more important than our friendship.
Well, I'm glad
you said that.
Speaking of cleaning up stuff, though, so I found my old original Xbox that's like 25 years old or something, like this old ass sucker from the year 2000.
I had to
still
buy
works
mine
still works like a charm.
I had to buy mine in like 2010 because I never grew up with an Xbox. I had a PS2 kind of after the fact.
Yeah. Which that's fine, but what sucks is like, so I'm looking at the design of the console of the old Xbox, and it seems so unique, and then it's like current Xbox is kind of like McDonald's had like the arcs and yellows and reds, and now it's like gray and white. It's like all corporate now, sort of, or more boring colors, which I normally like. I normally like gray and stuff or sleek things, but I don't know. I like the Xbox one as like an X on the top. It's got a circle green. Like it has green incorporated quite a bit with it, just like with the lights and stuff. And I don't know, it seemed like it was like, we're the new like Mountain Dew area. We're gonna have Call of Duty and Halo and all this other cool shit. And I don't know, just it's cool shit. But I was wanting to get rid of it just because of the space, but now I'm like feeling nostalgic as fuck with it around. I'm like, there's only one game I haven't played on it, and I'm gonna play that game, and then I'll see what I'll do with it. we'll see.
Interesting. Once more, the Rookie Critic will play the Xbox.
Yes, and you said you have played Knights of the Old Republic, but not the second one.
No, I have it. I need to get back into playing. I've actually got a stack of games where I'm like, these are priority, but it's like half the games. All right. So one of them is, well, I guess two of them is X-Men Legends. And it's a game. It's from a weird camera perspective. I'll see if I can pull it. And hey, we got Keely Chow. Hello.
Keely Chow. Hello. Hi,
Mr. Chingy Chang Chong Chow.
Chincho, Mr. Chinko.
No, you Gook, not me Gook. I don't know if you've been watching our my comic streams on Tuesdays, Keely, but well, first of all, I appreciate the enthusiasm, the beef. I love it. Get your protein.
Get your proteins, your pronouns, and your professional
whoa,
equipment.
Whoa. Let's slow the roll on some of that. Mainly just protein. But okay. Chris Fesk, he's a Jew Korean, and he's my co-host. And he actually taught me about the origin of the Jew Asian word. And I'm like, I just thought it was a catch-all. I didn't realize it was Korean specific. Apparently, Americans in Korean War, the Koreans would be like, Miguk. And then the Americans were like, no, you gook. That's, I guess, their word for American. It just, that killed me. Because it's like, as soon as he said Miguk, I'm like, no. And he's like, yeah, exactly. That's what they did. And I'm like, ah!
but they're making, like, they're just calling themselves that. And then you're also calling them that. That's all it is.
Well, no, it's like the whole word is Miguk. And then that's for American, or that's how, yeah. And so the Korean, the Americans like,
no, you.
Well, because they're pointing at them saying me, so they're probably thinking they're saying broken English. They say me.
Right. That's like such an American thing.
They probably thought they're saying me as in you.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what's funny is it's like the American takes that as them speaking wrong or something and goes, no, you. You are retarded, not me.
Oh shit. Sorry, I'm sipping on some tea, but X-Men Legends. That's what I was saying.
Yes.
X-Men.
I have an X-Men game as well. I don't remember if it's called Legends or not for the original Xbox. Do you play as like Bobby and Nightcrawler or like Iceman and Nightcrawler?
Yeah, let me just share the images. So
because that was a fun ass game, the one I'm thinking of, and it might be the same one you're thinking of, but I don't remember. I don't know if they had multiple X-Men games back then. All I know is that it's called X-Men.
There's two of them. There's original, and then there's sequel. I think it's Rise of Apocalypse. So essentially, the twist of the game is like Magneto and Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, etc. Like they are doing their thing. You have X-Men from Xavier, and I want to say they introduced. Maybe it was like I want to say it's like some magma-based character. I can't remember her name. But I want to say she's like new. Maybe she was just barely in the comics, or maybe they started with her in the game. But yeah, I've played maybe a quarter of the game, and I got stuck in this weird spot where I was just like screwed at my save point, so I got to restart. But the story's pretty good. Like the game style is weird because it's like you see this perspective. You got this weird like half or three-quarter like pointing down perspective at your characters, but you make like a team of 4 and you can swap them out here and there for certain use, or sometimes it'll be like, well, this character is going to be in the team. But yeah, it's like kind of like you hodgepodge X-Men and Brotherhood characters for a common goal. So it's kind of it's fun, good comics. The reason I bought it retro is because of my interest in comics now.
Yeah,
it's interactive, but yeah, I do like it.
I feel like the one I'm thinking of might be a little different, but I don't know. I only remember playing.
Let's look this up. Xbox original X-Men game.
I would love to physically get up and check.
You're talking about Ultimate Alliance or Marvel Nemesis? Shit.
It definitely was not Ultimate Alliance. Marvel Menace. No, I have to actually check the disc now. I have to
Was
get
it
up.
was it this one, or was it from a movie? Was it one of the movie games?
It might have been one of the movie ones.
The X-Men official game. I want to say there's a
Something
sequel
like that
to this as well. Yeah, I want to say he plays Wolverine and Nightcrawler.
Yeah, because there's like I just remember playing as 3 characters. There might have been more, but I remember
probably Iceman. Probably Iceman,
Nightcrawler, and Wolverine. Like I remember them the most.
It's probably that one then.
All right, I got up, my fat ass up.
But yeah,
it just says X-Men the official game.
Yeah. Okay. Let's look at the chat. My 2 best troublemakers. Yeah, I made you a mod if you didn't realize that, Wizard. How's it going? Yeah, if you want the link, I'll just DM it to you. You can go if you want. Shit, wrong button.
Mod means you have the power. Yeah, like I was testing the original Xbox games on the 360 and on the Xbox One as well to see if they play on them. Most of them play on the 360 except for the X-Men one and 2 other games. But like testing some of the ones on the Xbox One, I was like, Battlefront 2, yes, fuck yeah, that was a fun ass game. And then like the Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, hell yeah. Well, that one doesn't work on Xbox One, unfortunately, but on the 360 it still works at least.
Return of the Person of Hierarchy.
No, but have you played Return of the King?
No, I think I played a little.
It is a fun co-op
I can't remember if I played Fellowship or Two Towers. I only played a little bit of it. I wasn't a good gamer. I'm not a good gamer at all, but I wasn't a good gamer back then at all. I didn't stick to shit. And then
I got you.
Yeah, and so that's again. I grew up single mom and then a stepdad, so it's essentially single mom still.
Yeah, well, and a lot of these games are like to play with your buddies. Essentially, a lot of them are, and it's like,
don't know about
feeling nostalgia for some of these games. It's like, oh, let's bro out, bro. Let's go. Let's turn off all the lights and like play a fucking video game and have our junk food and shit. And it's just like, let's skip school. Let's skip work. Let's just play some video games.
No, I grew up pretty isolated, like I've told you. So school was like, I didn't want to miss school because that's like actual social time for me.
I know. I'm saying that like bringing my old Xbox out again, it's making me feel that now. Like, that feeling, like, just fun. And there was the Star Wars Episode 3 video game, which was
that shit
clips here and there.
I snagged the cheat codes because I got stuck on level 8. I want to say it was an Anakin level. I just got stuck. I could not get past it. So I just got the cheat codes.
Cheat codes sometimes make it more fun too. Like I do a run through first, and then I'll do it again with cheat codes, and it's like, that's more fun.
So if any of you are like, oh, why already mentioned single mom? It's like, well, you grow up with a single mom, you grow up female minded, so it's taken me a long time and a lot of headache financially to become male minded with it says your device is not connected. I don't know what's going on there. Wizard brain. Oh, you need to connect your mic. So you probably
there we go.
There you go.
Hey.
Hello. Welcome to the meat pit.
Yeah, it's a meat pit. That's good. Especially with her, was it 72 or whatever? Metallica. Name font.
A picture of what I could find. I couldn't find shit.
I like that, Rookie. The meat pit. I'm gonna write. Yes, I got paper handy.
I made a new profile, but couldn't find it. I was like, it's gone. It's lost.
It shall work regardless.
Are you reading Spider-Man right now? Because it looks like you got a Mary Jane picture for your avatar on Twitter.
Yeah. No, I was like, people were like making fun of it actually, and I saved it. And then they called it was like someone called it Twinks Club or something, and I thought that was funny.
Twinks Club. Oh, like the fairy
Yeah, the
cartoon.
furries. Yeah, and I thought like, well, now I can't unsee it, so I thought that was funny, and so that was the only female like character I had in my camera roll. So I was like, yeah, fuck it,
Twinks.
Spider-Man joins the Twinks.
Yeah, I mean it does.
That sounds like a good gay porno.
Yeah, it does. I would watch that shit.
Fuck yeah,
that'd be funny.
I do enjoy some twink content from time to time.
Yep.
It's a great thing about being bi. Is like I from the start I have the whole catalog open to me. There's things I'm like, fuck that, not watching that. But a lot of it's open.
Right.
It's fun. But yeah, welcome to the meat pit. What's been going on with you? I haven't talked in a while.
I know, yeah. I haven't know what's going on with you, man. I'm glad you come back.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I've been doing the comics. I've done 2 in a row now. Comic streams with Chris Fisk, and we're back here. We would have been back last week, but I think we're just like, you know what? Let's just finish Game of Thrones. Why come back now? We can just, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been on I'm late to the party always to things and whatnot. Yeah. So I was like, okay, well, let's watch Game of Thrones, some more, and let's do that a little bit. And Angus was pushing me more than I was volunteering. And then the further we're getting into it, it's just like usually I'd stop. I'd have restraint and be like, nope, we watched 1 episode today. That is all for today. Let's do something else. It's like, and I was like, no, we could watch another one. Could watch another one.
Quite a day and night.
We could watch another one. And then it's like we watched a whole season in a day. And I was like, fuck, I go to bed and work tomorrow. But okay, after that.
Well, we're Game of Thrones.
It's funny. What's funny is like, I don't know, less than half a year ago, I was on my 4th rewatch of Game of Thrones. And within a week, maybe 10 days, I finished it. Because like there was times I was at work and I was at like a stationary spot, so I would just maybe I couldn't watch it, but I'm listening to it while I'm doing my task. And yeah, he's like, geez, you finished that quickly. You're just over here at this point, like a few days ago. I'm like, it's so good, man. Like I can't stop. And what really got Ricky into this was House of Dragon. I made him watch House of Dragon, and then did you watch House of Dragon? Wizard?
I have not.
Oh God. Okay. Well, I want to say it's episode 4. There's a very sexy episode, and that's like that piqued Rookie's interest. Like he got interested in the plot, like legitimately, and
I would say interested in the plot or interested in some titties.
No, legitimately, it's like that like the twist, like the sex had meaning. It wasn't just boobies. It's like meaningful.
It's like I wasn't sure where everything was going, and I was like, this felt like because it felt like a romance kind of thing. But then it was like there was substance around there. I just wasn't noticing it as much. And then it was like, oh shit, wait a second, hold on, whole context is different now. Now I'm interested as fucking this. Hell yeah. And then the show is like really good.
Yeah. So watch the show with your fiance, Wizard. And stay very attentive. Have lube or whatever toys ready after episode 4 because you're gonna be in the mood. And that's what woke Worky up. And it's funny because the first episode there's like they're in the Sept, and this is like earlier, it's like 150 years in the past before Game of Thrones. When the Targaryens ruled, and they're in the Sept, and there's like a fuck ton of candles. You'll notice it's like, Jesus, who the hell had to light all this? People, this is a big talk on Twitter. It's just the candles.
Yeah, I heard about all the candles.
Yeah, and Ricky's like, what are they talking about? The gods.
Well, yeah, I was like, yeah.
Every episode, Rookie.
For some reason, like when I attempted to watch Game of Thrones a couple years ago, I wasn't watching attentively really to remember enough, and then when I saw us in House of Dragons, I'm like, when did they talk about God stuff? And then it's like, oh no, that's like 90% of the entire show is like somewhat around a religious aspect.
I mean, is that the typical? I mean, for like for medieval episodes, isn't that like gods and
I mean, they always say 7 hells. They talk about the 7. They talk about the Lord of Light and whatever. Just like there's a whole bunch.
Faceless God, the God of many faces, which is
too many of them. the god of death.
Man.
What, like, there's just too many of them to count. And then it's like, so Angus would just be like, "What did they talk about the gods?" every time they mentioned it.
or I would just sit there. Sometimes I would forget, honestly, because I'm just so absorbed in the show. And he's like, "Shut up," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, the meme." And that was fun. That was fun.
But no, it's
rub his nose in that one.
House of Dragons has a lot of good. Like the first few episodes are like the kind that like I feel like the normie type of audience would think are just boring, which is kind of how I was feeling at first. But then like it was more because I wasn't understanding who all the people were, and because they give a lot of information, but it's like it's subtle information. So it doesn't,
I heard mixed things about it myself.
It doesn't stick as much until later, and then so on rewatch and knowing more clearly who people are and what houses they belong to and what their relationships are, it's like it's just like even better. And then so I was like, all right, I want to watch more House of Dragons, but the season's over. All right, I'll get back into Game of Thrones and see how that was. Even though I know season 8's horrible, but let me see this. And then even getting to season 8, like there are some more spotchy episodes here and there, sure, but like the first 2 episodes of season 8, especially episode 2 of season 8, is freaking good. Before the long night, like before that one, it's good. You know,
all right,
I was like, I don't know if people say,
I'll give it a shot. Yeah, because I was hearing all types of stuff about it. I was like, I don't know.
Like everybody says all of season 8 is pretty bad, and it's like, no, that's a lie. That is a lie. Like, there's at least 2 decent episodes.
You will not take her from me.
Yeah, but it extremely dies down a hill in the long night where there's like 1,000 things. I'm trying to comment on, like, I'm like, what? Wait, what's going? Wait, what the fuck? That's dumb. Wait, no, hold on. No, that's dumb. No, stop it! The Game of Thrones has been so good. Stop it! Stop! Like it's just constantly rolling.
Oh, you poor man. I feel it for you.
It's just like snowball, and I knew that they were coming, and that's even worse because I was like expecting. Everybody's complained about it.
It ruined you still
a little, but I'm glad I experienced it.
What?
Yeah, I try to tell people it's like
glad you watched that. You got.
Yeah,
this show is like it's so the bad. Unlike Last Jedi, where it like just totally deflates everything, and then you get Mandalorian. It's like, man, this is pretty good. This is fun. Like we're just talking about Star Wars, whether we like it or not. It's not really. No one's like, you're a racist, you're a bigot if you don't like X, Y, or if you root for this person. None of that's going on. We're all just having fun with Star Wars at this point. However, mediocre.
People basically.
It's like, thank God we're back to like normal. And then season 3 just like fucking threw it all away, because they have no direction. But yeah, like Star Wars is just it's in the non-meat pits, and with Game of Thrones, it's like no. I tried to tell you, it's like like season 8 is bad. It totally nosedives, but the show is so good, it is worth dealing with the ending.
Like the show's worse. Like the show's worse, I'd say, is like still better than other shows.
Oh, definitely.
In a way, which is what's weird. Like a lot, like season 5 was kind of a weak season overall, I guess. Like it wasn't as strong as the ones that came before. Like, but it's hard to follow those, to be fair. Like with all the
you know what it is. You know what it is. It's like Walking Dead. It's like Walking Dead. Really season 9. Season 9. Once like Rick's quote like sort of killed, but he's not. It's just like the whole show, the focus, the show runners change. Like it's just completely overhauled tone. And so, but season 5 is only like really bump in the road until season 7 with like the time they're rushing. And so they're not like showing a good passage of time to be believable, but otherwise it's still pretty good stuff.
Like the way we kind of put it is like if most of the show, or like if the good parts of the show are like 9s or 10s, like the bad parts that aren't the long night and like the last 2 episodes is like strong 7s. Like or it's like, oh, it's definitely a drop in quality, but it's still not like horrible. Like there's because so many other shows, when they go bad, they rot. And Game of Thrones stays pretty strong. So I'm glad that I finally got into that. And it's like, and now I'm almost urged to like start watching season 1 again, at least season 1, to like knowing more of the whole show now and the characters. It's like, so season 1's a little different in my head now as I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, well, dude,
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what's funny is with Game of Thrones is how much Rookie I really love, because the first time I watched Game of Thrones, first like I don't know 3 seasons, I was very much taking it as a normie. I'm like, yeah, I love the Starks, fuck the Lannisters. Yeah, I was really buying into the POV angle, and I didn't really appreciate even in season 2 when they start humanizing Jaime. But yeah, so more and more rewatches. It's like, man, then you have kids, and it's like, I am totally on Team Lannister as far, especially Tywin, even Cersei. I think that's probably another bad part of season 8 is like, all right, sure, you kill Cersei. It's just a lot of the plot points are fine. It's just what they did, like rushing everything, is not satisfying. Where Daenerys goes could make sense if they like built it over, I don't know, 5 more episodes of like a fucking quick decline. Yeah, I think a lot of the plot points are good. Bran could make sense if like the focus wasn't, oh, he should be king because he tells stories, and it's like, what? No, this could be
he literally just fucks off after he's crowned anyway. He's like, I'm gonna chase a dragon.
Yeah, it's like if they did the angle of like, oh, well, like he will have no children. He is impartial. He's Dr. Manhattan. He doesn't even really care. So he has no like exploits he's trying to achieve. He would govern fairly and justly.
I would have kind of liked to see other people be scared of him, like if he warged in front of them, like into some animals around him. It's like, that dude has powers like that? What the fuck? Like,
I would love if he warged into Grey Worm and killed him, because fuck Grey Worm.
Yes.
Like on this 5th rewatch, I've really like, man, the unsold, because I love Sparta, I love Greece, and the importance of the 300 Spartans on Western civilization even taking root long term. That like that moment, if Sparta didn't, and I guess Athens collectively, but especially Sparta, because they had the Alamo event of the 300. If they did not do what they did to piss everyone in Greece off, it's like, look, this guy walked like a couple days north of Athens to defend them. That was the biggest meme on them. It was like, oh, I guess I'll defend your city, Athens. Right. That would have we might be, if we were alive today, we would be speaking some derivative of Persian. That's how important it is. And so when you're like trying to mimic that in literature, and you have a super masculine homosexual, institutionally homosexual society like the Spartans, and then you make them like ballless eunuchs, it just really undercuts everything. It's like, how are you going to be super soldiers if you have no balls? Like just physiology.
And there's nothing to fight for either. There's like less to fight for.
Yeah, and you're a slave. You're a slave. Like the Spartans was like, it was all about like supremacy and pride.
Oh yeah, you guys talk about those soldiers that they got whatever.
Yeah,
the Daenerys gets that like follow her army essentially. It's like that we're not the horsemen, the armored dudes. It's like the Unsullied. They're just, I hate them so much too.
Yeah, like, and the fucking Dothraki suck too, honestly.
Yeah,
like I know they're a swarm and they're unconventional. And they're based on like Attila and the Mongols and stuff, but they suck. Like watching a history of like the Byzantine Empire, which is East Rome after the fall of Rome. Rome really changed their military based on all their losses to the barbarians on horseback. They integrate that into their military. And so you watch just like computer generated stuff based on what we know of these warriors. It's like, man, it's cool. Then you see the Dothraki, and it's like, you're so petty. I love when Daenerys kills all their cows. It's like, you suck. All you do is plan to like rape and pillage villages of like less people.
They're like literally trying to, I killed the poor guy today.
Yeah, it's like there's
warrior.
There's a Viking element to their like, we're gonna conquest everything we have, but the execution just sucks. So it's like, on rewatch and really paying attention with someone else watching, like, God, Daenerys' swarm sucks. The fucking ballless Spartans and the barbarian horde.
Combine them, and they're the worst combination of an army.
It's like,
ever.
You're not really helping me root, like really paying attention. Like, you're really not helping me root for your like conquest. It's like, actually, I want Westeros to kill all of your army because they actually like have a legacy, you know, and stuff. Like stand for
it's
something.
like that's the thing too. Like in Westeros, like every soldier is like a person of some kind. In like the Unsullied and the Dothraki, they're all just like, I'm just going to fight for Daenerys, or I'm just gonna like rape and kill. And it's like, I don't know. That's their characters pretty much. And it's just like, I don't know. That's too lame. And they have like 8 seasons to build on this shit. It's just like, no, or have them improve. Like if they started out shitty and then became a more interesting army, that'd be interesting to see them change. But no. Yeah, it's funny too. Like Angus and I have all these jokes with like with the candles. Anyway, with me, I'm like that could be its own like spin-off storyline with like the candle lighter. Like, you know, I've got to light these candles, son. You know, it's like, well, why is that so important, Daddy? You don't understand. If they walk into the room and it's dark, who are they going to kill? Me. And you know they're blind without my light that I must do or something. And it's like, okay, well, do you need to light every 1,000 candles, or can you just light like 500? No, because it is noticeable, son. You have to. If one goes south, we've got to light it as quickly as possible again. It's like I can just imagine he's making wax, he's getting the wicks, he's getting everything. Like it's like trying to do that. It's like, oh, he's got to deal with somebody else who's screwing with him, and it's not as simple as it seems to be a candle maker. He's trying to train somebody. Like, you know, can you handle this? Can you really?
Yeah,
it's a hard job.
It's a hard definitely job. Making some money, man.
He's got burn marks over him.
This is a little off topic, but I don't know if y'all have seen this clip. So this is the Whatever cast. And they got shut up. They got all these thoughts. Maybe they'll have like, so this one right here on the bottom right, she's a like round 2. She got super triggered by the guy in the middle for his Christian stance about like, oh, would you date a trans woman? And he's like, well, no, I'm not gay. And or it's like, would you date a trans or a grandma? He's like, well, I'm heterosexual, so I guess the grandma.
Hell no.
And it's funny because you got this, so they're like a relationship society kind of. They just they get usually a hot like OnlyFans thoughts to be like punching bags for like, look where society is. And yeah, you could say it's rigged, but these girls want to be here. And also this really is like saying the dilemma for men and women. But it's funny because all the jokes you'll see about this big trans thing right here, the Java character.
Yeah, I've seen her a lot on Twitter. I was like, eventually I was like, come on.
honestly, in a lot of these girls that come on the show, it's like, despite it's trans and hideous being trans, despite that, she's actually the most feminine, I think. And I think, outside of the dating or whatever, she'd probably be fun to hang out with at like the club or whatever. Seems pretty just like a genuine person. And I like this.
Yeah, like at this point, I was like, guys, you guys are making her famous. I mean,
I can't get the Java sounds out of my head.
Shut up. What's great is just, I don't know if you've seen this specific clip, but let's play it. Get 15 seconds. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Kiko. I'm 23. I go to UCSB and I also bartend. Hi, I'm.
You haven't seen that. How did you not see that on Twitter?
Okay, that was funny.
Wait.
I can't get that sound out of my head now.
Wait, I gotta. It's funny because this guy, I don't even know who this guy is. This David Santa Carla, leader of the Lost Boys parody account. So he's got up to 6,000 followers, but it's funny because he's like, I guess the joke landed, and he's sharing, the boys when he kills that guy, and then it's like, how do I craft the perfect tweet? It's like, dub Jabba's voice over a fatty. And he's in constant amazement. Like he's got Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and then he's got Dr. Evil.
I thought you were going to say he starts putting more dubbed fat people with Jabba's voice. I thought you were going to. I thought that was going to show. I thought that was going to show Samuel Tarly and
Sam, fucking Sam.
Guys.
Oh, what a perfect segue. Okay, that's okay. There's a couple things with hey, what's Oscar nominated a-hole? How's it going, man? Fatties, yeah. So it's funny, we're watching Game of Thrones, and I'm like, you know what? I really fucking hate Sam. Like he's a good character, but also he just stays fat. Like I'm a fat guy, but like watching the show, it's like how you're scrounging by whatever the kingdoms give you, or you can hunt. So you shouldn't really have food to stay fat and plump in the north, you know. And also he actually expeditions north, and it's just in Rookie's like, wait, this guy just stays the same size this whole show. And I'm like, yeah.
In season 2, when they're like walking past the wall and they're like traveling for days, I'm like, there's no way he's gonna stay this fat. Like he's gonna, a few episodes, he'll be a little trimmer already. Like, what are you talking about? And he's just like, no, he's fat the whole season. I'm like, you're fucking lying. Whole show. Like, does he get a car so he can't walk anywhere? Because that might make sense, but I mean, he's walking the whole time, so he's definitely gonna lose the weight.
It kind of makes sense, honestly, because Martin said like Samuel is like the closest character to him, and Martin's pretty fat. Like you've seen jokes on Family Guy probably of him like in like what is it? Those like wheelchair cart things, like motorized wheelchairs.
Yeah, Segways or the
not a Segway, just motorized
rascals,
yeah,
or rascals or something.
I guess. I mean, I'm not deep into motorized wheelchair culture.
No, in South Park they called him a rascal, I think. In South Park, with the fatty episode. So yeah.
Yeah, but that was one that stuck out. And yeah, of course you see the resolution. Fuck Gilly. I hate her too. It's so grating. I'm glad they really sidelined her last couple seasons, but
well, we did get a positive when we meet Sam's dad and brother.
Yeah,
like I was Charlie. Like, they only have like 3 episodes that they're in like a scene or two, and I was like, these are good characters. Like, what? I want to see more of them. Oh, and then typical Game of Thrones happens. But I was like, dang, what we got was
and
good.
He's dead.
Yeah, but I was like, wow, they got me invested in that character quickly. Like that's crazy. And I think they want us to not like him, but I'm like, he's being a dick to Sam, but he's got a point. And
you're like, Sam sucks. So
it's like all the other characters like, no, Sam's in the right. It's like, oh, no, he's fucking not. Like, not here. Like, no, he's gotta prove his worth to his dad in some way. I don't know, but yeah, it was good. And but Sam did I did like his reaction to their death though. Like that was a good.
I like it because I hate Sam, so I love his sorrow.
Well, it's like he hears that his brother and father were killed by the woman in front of him, basically, and is like, oh, like and she's a queen, and so it's like you can't really outlash at her anyway if you wanted to. It's like
no, it's funny the progression because it's like like the trauma from his dad, but also it's his dad, so there's like still like a strange love there. Yeah. And then it's like, well, at least my brother will rule in what Highgarden, not Highgarden, but
or the
Hornhill.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, actually, I killed your brother too. Love it. Yeah, Samuel Tarly from Game of Thrones. Yeah, we're talking.
Yeah,
capping our enjoying the Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I have to rewatch it. I'll definitely rewatch it this week. Game of Thrones.
Yeah, well, I mean, probably more than a week, but that's a good try though. I mean, it's 70. If you literally don't sleep for 3 days, it's like 73 hours worth of content.
That's
you
the plan.
You could do that in 3 days if you don't sleep at all. Yeah.
But yeah, the other thing that was like I noticed with Rookie that he was like, oh my god, I think he liked the payout, but it definitely drones on for a while. Is Brienne of Tarth and her loyalty, her oath keeping, and Rookie's like, oh my gosh, she just fucking stopped. And I'm like, you're gonna like it. I think it's gonna pay off. Just because he's like, carry on, Rookie. Like, give us.
Well, it's more like because Jamie, like after her talks with Jamie and what he's talking about, and like with his examples of oath, like you have an oath to your father, you have an oath to your king, you have an oath to who, like and the king tells you to kill your father. Like what do you do with all these oaths? What are you gonna do with them? And I kind of thought that was like one that would stick deep with her, but I mean, I can't say she took nothing from it, but she acts as if she took nothing from it. Like, I still got to honor what I said about with Catelyn Stark. I'm like, you barely talked to her for like one episode, and it's like, still, I must protect the daughters.
I pinky promised her. It's like 6 I gotta follow through.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. I was a little annoyed with it. But yeah, I guess it pays off. So it pays off, but I was unsatisfied a little bit with that.
Hold on, there was we gotta assess this. All right, so Oscar nominated a says, "Bro, Gilly was hot AF." I don't know if he's joking, but we are going to analyze just the actress because this is her being more pretty than the fucking show, and I'm just like, ugh. So let me share this, and we will dig in.
How have you seen all of Game of Thrones?
What, all?
Yeah, have you seen like all 8 seasons?
Nah, everything besides season 8. I ain't watching it.
Well, you should, just for the experience, and go, yes, I see. Episode 2 of that is good, and then that's what everybody's talking about. I see.
Right,
okay, fine.
So here's Gilly from the show. All right, here's a couple pictures. We'll look at her, take her in.
Yeah, she was pretty good.
What? All right, this is her for like the carpet. And I'm just like,
okay.
No, I wouldn't talk to her.
What is it? Because of the overbite?
Partially. I mean, I'm actually like, the singer Jewel, who likes from Alaska. I guess a lot of people made fun of her for like Snaggleteeth or something. I'm like, I like that. Like, she's actually a real person. It's not just everything is doctored and surgical or fixed. It's nice to see like a flaw, like Marjorie Tyrell in Game of Thrones. She doesn't have great tits, all right, but she's got a personality from her acting, and honestly, she's got like a strange face because she like talks like cats. All right, cats when they eat, they can chew on either side of their mouth, but once they pick a side, it's like stuck there, so they only chew on one side for the rest of their lives. And so Marjorie's like that way she talks. It's always like she's always focusing her mouth one-sided.
I think I kind of see what you're talking about.
But I don't mind that. Like, so I'm not being like, oh, she's not Victoria's Secret, Sports Illustrated. Like, no, I don't. You're not gonna be perfect for, honestly, Marjorie stands out for like the flaw that makes her like endearing. But Gillian, I'm just like, really?
Gilly's one where I don't love her, I don't hate her. She's just one that's not on my radar.
Yikes! Like, it just.
When I was thinking about the Game of Thrones, I was like, oh yeah, that character was pretty good, and that's why I was like making that comment. That's how I was just.
Right.
It's like the ears, they're a bit large for me. Got a bit of a Dumbo thing going on. It's like, I don't think I could, whisper secrets.
Back.
I don't think I could whisper secrets to a friend in her presence because the echolocation ability of her ears. Those lush lips, though. Oh my god, yeah, Melisandre. Now there is the total package. Like, if it's like, fuck, how we rank this? We'd rank probably Daenerys consistent every season, and then you got I'd probably put Melisandre second overall hotness of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, pretty good. Sansa gets better.
Sansa, you fuck. Well,
it gets better, like that was one thing too. Yeah, with her, everybody was saying like, she gets better later. I promise. But my god, the scenes
took 5 seasons
from until she finally starts to take a turn and starts doing anything smart. Like, I'm like, every scene with her, I'm like, fucking kill me. She's like, I don't know what to do. I'm gonna cry. Oh, I'm so sad. I'm like, oh my fucking god, you're the only one who's just so clueless. Like, why? Why?
I'll be a good lady. I won't say anything.
But I guess I understand it. But I guess I understand it more now because it's like, yeah, her father extremely sheltered her in the North and did not prepare her 1 second for the real world. And it's like, wow, that's kind of like, oh, what a good No, I don't know. He's not as good as he seemed at first to me. He's like, he's okay. He's not a bad father, but
no,
like,
he's definitely a good.
He could have been better.
Like,
he could have done way better technically.
It's one of those with Ned. It's a rose-colored glasses kind of thing where it's like, no, he actually is good, but also his negligence to play the game, at least when necessary, his always being above it for not out of pomposity, but actually just being just trying to be decent and whatnot. That is oh, I didn't realize we lost her.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about Cersei. I would definitely smash Cersei. Cersei's got janky teeth, so it's not really a
on the next stream we need to have a ranking for the women of Game of Thrones or something. Because we can think of more probably that come throughout
dude,
the
redhead whore from the North. Oh my god. Yummy.
Oh boy.
She's literally a whore in the show. That like I'm not degrading her.
Right. Oh, and then there's Ingrid, the redhead wildling.
Oh, Ygritte, yeah.
Ygritte's
cute. She's probably the best personality.
You know nothing, Black Angus.
No, I'm sorry, Red Queen.
You know nothing. I'm trying to remember. Bolton's girl was barely in the show. Was she hot? Wasn't bad.
Whoa! Oh yeah, the hound keeper,
the hound girl, yeah, and with the arrows, or whatever. She's only in like 3 scenes, but like she wasn't bad for
Kennel Master's daughter. That's what you call it,
right? Kennel
Master's daughter. Yeah. That was a weird scene. So like Theon is like a surprise because like I really hated Theon because love the Starks and he's fraudulently taken the North, backstabbed his essentially his brother, fraudulently claimed to have slaughtered the 2 boy Starks to take Winterfell. It's killed Master Lewin, just a total piece of shit. But then you see, like I think they really Martin shows this good counter of like, oh, X crimes, just like kill them, just punish them, just always rub them in their nose in it. And then you actually see that with Theon, where it's like nothing but torment for seasons. And just how broken this guy is. It's like, oh man, I feel so bad for Theon. Like he just has no place in the world, And crickets, I guess. Fuck me.
No, I was waiting to see if she had. I was seeing if she had anything to say on that. I talk a whole bunch, so I didn't know if you had any comments on that, Wizard.
Yeah, I agree. It's been a while, so I need to rewatch it. I was like,
I gotcha. Yeah.
Well, I was thinking because of the Kennel Master, she first comes up where it's like, all right, this guy's playing games with him, he's torturing him, and then they're like, they set him free, and they're like, doctor, he's had like nails driven through his feet on the crucifix thing he's like tied to. He's had like his pinky ripped out of his skin, like the bone. And then it's like he can barely walk or stand up, and then they start like coming on to him. It's like, oh, I guess he doesn't like us. I thought he loved the ladies. I've heard such stories of the prowess of Theon Greyjoy. And then he's just like, oh yeah, let's get hot and bothered. And it's like, if they just, I don't know, I just didn't believe that on rewatch. I'm like, yeah, I know
when the girl before they snip him.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. It's like this guy's been playing mind games with me. I was being honest, thinking he's like a rescuer, and it's just like he's screwing with me and torturing me for days. I'd be trying to get the fuck out, not just like, I guess I'll just hang around.
I think the idea was that he was so out of it, like mentally, like he was barely there, that it was just like, what happens. I don't know, because he was protesting a little. They're like, oh, shut up, silence, whatever.
And you're like, who are you talking about? It's just us. And he's like, oh, I guess I'll have sex now. It's like, I don't know. Are you?
I feel like it was more they were having sex with him regardless if he wanted to have sex. Is kind of how I.
No, at some point it crosses the threshold where he's
I'm sure he gets into it. Of course, like, oh wow, there's real females. Wow. But I think he's also not that bright. So, I don't know.
He is retarded.
Kind of stupid. But no,
I would trust Hodor more.
I seriously thought, I was like, why do they keep on cutting to him for scenes? I was like, he's just getting tortured all the time, and it's like nothing new is really happening. And yeah, it's just like, and then he like dangles the sausage in front of him. It's just like, and then like the hunting with the hounds, and then like just still finding ways to nip at him a little bit, slight here and there. And it's like, God, what is the point of this? And then he goes through his arc and still like he dodges out trying to save his sister.
Add her back.
Yep, she's back.
Add her back. I have a button open. I don't want to drop it.
But yeah, he like
I turned on the data. It stopped. So it shouldn't happen again.
Okay. Really quick, because I'm talking about Game of Thrones stuff. I want to show this video of chivalry. People think chivalry's dead. Let's watch this clip.
And we got Batman hanging out with what the fuck is that? Is that J-Lo? Get in the car, bitch.
He was just so fucking pissed off. Oh, wait.
No. I think he's pissed off because somebody's fucking filming him.
Look, like right here, right?
Yeah.
He looks toward the camera. He's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
But no, I love this part right here where he's like waiting. You just see the like
slam.
Like, all right,
a lot is said with that slam. A lot is said with that.
Yeah.
Like this guy was Batman. He's written he's won an Oscar as a director and or screenwriter. I want to say
he was Daredevil.
Yeah, he was definitely.
Oh, Daredevil!
Man.
God, it's just like, look how miserable this guy. Like, it's not. It's because of that cigarette meme, where it's just like taking a drag outside and just looks like, fuck my life.
Your life is fucked.
Because of the Batman shit, you think?
Oh yeah, and then he's back in alcohol because of the Justice League experience.
Some people are saying J-Lo's awful to be around, and that's got to be a pain. Somebody said that he's probably annoyed that somebody's filming him, and so he's like trying to not be super like, I don't know, different. He's like, I'll open the door for this bitch in front of the fucking camera. Get the fuck away from me! Like, I could see that being a thing too. Like,
okay.
Just like, I wanted to have done it, but somebody has a camera on me, so I don't want to be on trending, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
We got you anyway, Batfleck. Also, speaking of I don't even know what, well, we're talking about Theon, all right, so I guess we'll tie that together.
I thought you're like, Ben Affleck reminds you of Theon.
Oh no. But I saw this tastiness, and so so this is a story apparently.
A man named Brady.
Up. So, greatest personal injury case I've ever heard. Chris Goodnow, an estimated, I don't know why I say estimated, Valley attorney has picked up a client who is suing a sex toy company. Said client purchased a butt plug that was advertised as 100% silicone. Client wears butt plug to MRI appointment. Much to client's dismay, butt plug, in fact, has a metallic core. Butt plug is accelerated at the speed of sound into client's chest cavity. Described in memo as an anal railgun, client survived with major injuries. And here is the, I guess, MRI image of, so you see like the bottom bright white is like the hips. You got the bladder and or uterus.
Say an
and then
anal
you got
rail
intestines.
Gun. Did you say an anal rail gun? There's too many. A rail gun.
Oh my gosh, that's so horrible.
And then you see the at some point where this butt plug is crossed the diaphragm. You see like some of these intestines, maybe a kidney, and then what is this? The liver? Yeah, and you see ribs. So yeah, it's definitely close, if not going past the diaphragm. Hilarious.
A great adventure is waiting for you ahead. Hurry onward, anal railgun, or you'll soon be dead.
Oscar Nine says that's a pain in the ass.
That's beyond the ass at that point.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest. We've all been there.
If you're wondering what crawled up his ass today.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like this guy's like, get out of my way, and then like someone just walking by like, what's up that guy's ass?
Ben Affleck's butt.
He put all his fresh. Karen earlier for Batfleck says he's pissed at or with her. You can see that by how he slammed her door. I love it.
It took you 3 fucking years to get in the goddamn car, bitch.
Yeah, definitely passive aggressive behavior. I love it. It's like, man, I can't yell at you, but I'll slam this goddamn door.
It's like, this is why you don't need dialogue to tell a story all the time. You know, just visuals like that. The sound is like, you get it. You can get it. You can pull a story out of that.
Oh yeah, I remember. I finally watched. What was it? Ant-Man or Quantumania.
Oh God!
And the first, as soon as it started, I immediately started hating it. I was like, "Why are you monologuing? Stop!"
I haven't seen
Spider-Man.
it. I haven't seen it. Isn't he like, my life's kind of weird, isn't it? I'm a weird ant person who has a strange life.
You got that right. Oh man, you hit the nail right on the head, man. I was like, no,
I do love his book idea.
Stop it. No.
I do love his book idea.
I'm going to write a book called 50 Shades of Anal Railguns.
Oh wait!
It sounds like a weapon that would be in.
It would actually release the Ant-Man book as like Marvel merch, you know, like actually have written it all, and that could just be new shit for, you know, easy sell. And that'd be funny if there's a chapter in there where it's like why I didn't go up Thanos' ass.
It sells really well with the gaze, yeah, and his description of why he doesn't cram himself in there and like go up all these descriptive details or something, and it's like, wow, this is a very erotic homosexual book here. He's like, no, it isn't. I talk about how I'm not doing that stuff. It's like, oh, but you describe it very in detail, sir.
All right, man. Okay, I guess I go check the book out.
Wait. Sorry, y'all keep talking. You talk about Ant-Man. I'm talking about butts, and I'm trying to find this specific.
We're combining topics because Game of Thrones. This can bring us back. So, funny enough, it was I don't know, like. Everybody always said that Game of Thrones is like the wiener show or something. Like it has a bunch of wiener in the show. And honestly, I'm like Angus. I think I counted like a total of 4 throughout the whole season, the whole series. Like there's barely any as far as that. I mean, there's a lot more tit for sure and some butt.
Definitely, yeah. I didn't see a lot of penis either. No.
It's like and if it's on screen, it's for like 2 seconds, and it's like
I think we saw.
So why is everybody
10...
freaking out about it? Like
I think we saw less than 10.
There was a lot of talk about penis, but there wasn't a lot of penis.
Yeah.
False advertising.
Yeah, I think there's less than 5. I don't know. There wasn't much. It's just funny because like South Park made a song. Like South Park made fun of it, especially they're like wiener, 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 like doing to the theme song. Made the song about wieners and that he's obsessed with them. And it's like, but they're not even really in the show. So like, what? Wait, is this ETEP, St. Floyd of Fentanyl, or is this Wookiee Lives Matters? I don't think that's ETEP, but I don't know.
It might be Wookiee.
Could be Wookiee.
Oscar nominated says, I recently watched Pearl with Mia Goth. Easily one of the best screens I've had in a while. Yeah, isn't that like a sex horror film? Or is that a different movie she's done?
Oh,
also,
yeah.
I want to see
watched that.
both of them.
That actually pretty good. Yeah.
I like strange horror, but
it's weird. No, definitely weird.
let me share.
First time I've ever seen a I don't know, almost like near pedogram, almost like crazy.
Wow.
So this is what Josh Brolin put out in the lead up to Endgame. It says, Josh Brolin, the tension around what Endgame is going to bring, I can feel it, as you can see. Can you?
Oh no.
Oh my gosh, I see Santa ass.
And then he also
look at it.
He shared this before the armor, a shower.
You think that Josh Brolin really did that, or that he has like a team that did that? Or like,
it doesn't matter. It's under like his okay.
I know, so. It's interesting to think. It's like, well, did like a person you hired do that, or did he go? It would be funny if I did.
All right, well, Mythgator, you have to tell me what was that under. How did you look that up? I got it.
Oh, I looked up Josh Brolin Thanos butt.
Oh, okay, I'm definitely doing that shit, man.
Comes up on your search history.
I gotta say this out. Yeah, I gotta tweet this. Let me see. Downloads.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Hopefully,
I wonder if they'll do the same thing with Jonathan Majors or something with him as Kang.
No, it'll be I don't know, some big woman in the show. It'll be like, if they keep him, he'll be like trying to talk big game for like Avengers 6 or 7, and then some woman will have like, I don't know, a restraining order for like her tweet or Instagram post of like the challenge, Ant-Man versus Thanos' ass, like.
I've heard some people say that the High Evolutionary and the Guardians 3 film or whatever, he's like a black dude too. A lot of people are saying that they might try to replace Kang as the bad guy with this guy instead. Because
that's gonna suck. They've already marketed it as the Kang Dynasty.
They could change it. I don't know.
Right, but they can't use the High Evolutionary because it's like he's already been like this villain. And I can't, dude. I just saw this weekend. I can't remember if High Evolutionary died or not. I think he does.
I have no idea. I didn't see.
But Guardians 3 is a weird one because it's like Rocket story, really good, but it's not worth the watch time for the rest of it. I love James Gunn's soundtracks in the first 2 films. I own the second one. I genuinely love it. Like, it's like,
I haven't seen it yet. Was it
he found some weird gems, but then this one, just some of the music just felt strange for the show, and then like the way they chopped it with like the stuff going on or like the original score by the composer, it clashes. Like they include No Sleep Till Brooklyn by Beastie Boys, which is like fun, and it's actually a kind of crazy choreography shot. However they executed that. Definitely a lot of takes and prep, but it's just, I don't know. Like, it just felt like this movie he sat on way too long, and they did, whatever the rewrites were and stuff, they didn't know what they were going to do with this. It just feels like they have like part of a story, and then the rest is just like obligatory Guardians crap. This could have been like a single episode of just Rocket's story on Disney Plus. I don't know why you would just watch that though, because it's pretty gritty. So I don't know. It's just very misguided. That's all I can say about it. It was way better than most of the Marvel crap we've gotten. But like, if this is the best Marvel can do now, it's like, just fucking stop, take a break. Like, cramming doesn't help creativity at all.
No, it doesn't. I mean, I heard some good arguments for it. It's just because the writers are just unequipped and don't got enough talent. And it's just crazy that they hire these people who got no experience and they expect them to make something good. It's crazy.
Yep. Crazy. Yeah, I don't plan on seeing Guardians 3, to be honest.
Oh,
Not
I'll make you
really.
watch it on Disney Plus.
You're gonna make me watch it, but like I don't want to watch it. So
I'm surprised. Did you not like the first one?
the first Guardians and the second one, they're fine too, but like I just don't have interest in Marvel right now. So just everything I see from them, I'm kind of just like, fuck. Now it's like they're like Thor: Love and Thunder was like huge.
Oh yeah, that killed it.
That was a knife to the heart of like, God, like.
I mean, I just
Thor
saw
is-
like I haven't
especially-
seen it, but I just Oh, sorry.
No. Go on. Sorry.
Yeah, I haven't even watched it, and I just saw clips of that movie, and I was like, no.
Yeah, it's worse to watch it. But yeah, it's awful in the clips too. Like,
well, Thor 4 is weird because I honestly, especially haven't seen like Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse. It's like woke creations. If you get them in the right hands, like Captain Marvel, she's very much minimalized in the Avengers films, but what they do with her, I think, is pretty good. Like that little bit of charisma between her and Peter Parker. There's like an age dynamic there, with him being younger, and she's just confident and like, hey, Peter Parker. It's like, he's totally got the hots for her now. That could be a fun little thread to play with after that film. But yeah, so like with Jane as Thor, as the mighty Thor, getting Mjolnir, it could work, honestly. Especially with like Natalie Portman's a really good actress.
the villain Gore could be good, but
Gore wasn't bad, but man, what a letdown.
Well, what they did with him was
comics.
stupid too. Like, what they did with him in the movie was dumb. It was like he had all this reason, like his kid died, and he's angry at the gods, and it's like just so stupid how they had it happen. And then he's like, "I'm gonna kill other gods, therefore putting things into chaos. And I'm gonna kidnap children and threaten them, even though I just had a kid myself." And it's like, what are you doing? And then
given all the philosophy of history we've had, or the rhetoric about gods and stuff, that people devote their lives to trying to piece out the abstract puzzle of, if gods are real, what does it mean? What are the stakes? What does life mean if they are real? And then it's like, oh, a character who's a believer, a follower, past his child's life, and he crosses paths with the god that he's grown up revering, and he sees like how they're just fodder. Like, yeah, you're meant to serve, to pray to me, and how uninvolved they are. Like that would be a huge revelation of like, wait, we sacrifice to you, to bless us, and like we just mean nothing. Fuck
like,
you.
no, I'm just gonna pick up an evil sword and kill you, and then I have no more active development from then on. And then it's like, oh, great, thanks, great.
Yeah, like that. Like in the Last Temptation of Christ, there's this whole there's this whole like sequence where it's like Jesus on the cross, and the whole sell of the film is like his last temptation is to get off the cross. Satan tempts him with this, and so they have a sequence where he sees what moments in life would be like without staying on the cross, and one of them is like the Apostle Paul, who's kind of the honorary 13th or 14th apostle, even though he never actually met Christ. He's preaching his crap, in I think Rome, and Jesus comes across and he's like, no, I didn't do it. I'm not a god, and he's like, whoa, shut up, man. Like, I gotta sell my crap, like, like that's an interesting perspective to author, to present, of like, well, what if Jesus was just a guy, he was saying crazy stuff that he was God, and he actually like recanted and got off the cross and said sorry to the Jews that he dared defy him and say he's God. And then what would life be like for him after the fact of claiming to be a Messiah? And then he crosses, a prophet who would keep saying his shit after the fact, spreading the lie. It's really interesting. And then, yeah, you see what you get with Gore. So underwhelming. But yeah, like the biggest flaw to me was, we've talked about this. I think because she doesn't have to be worthy to hold Mjolnir in the film. In their relationship, Thor like told Mjolnir like, hey, if she's ever in trouble, you're gonna like be there for her. And so it's like her whole thing, she's got cancer, and she wants like a cure-all, and she gets the idea of like, oh, it's right there in front of me, Mjolnir. So she goes to the like shrine of the broken Mjolnir after Hela at New Asgard, and then it's like, oh, hey, Jane, and pow, it becomes Mjolnir again, and it like imbues her with power. And then when she doesn't hold it, it's like, oh god, the cancer's back. But then it's like, oh, actually, Mjolnir's killing you too. So it's like, what was the point of this?
Yeah.
Instead, they could have did like a Gollum thing where it's like, oh, because she doesn't have to be worthy, she doesn't have to be pure, so she can start coveting Mjolnir. That's when she's healthy.
Mjolnir's trying to get away, and it's like, no, bitch. She keeps on holding on to it. It's like, get away from me.
Yeah, or it could just corrode her mentally. It doesn't even have to be that the agency of Mjolnir actually wants to leave or counsel or anything.
There could have been a bunch of things, but I almost forgot. Guardians are in Thor: Love and Thunder, and they're retarded in it. Or like their role in it is retarded. It's like they're fighting these like gremlin hairy things. And they're like, oh, we're all gonna die. We're all gonna get killed. Where's Thor? And Thor comes in like a fucking hippie, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna kill everything, and he does, and then it's like. You get these stupid sheep that scream like humans, and then it's like, then they just go, all right, we're just gonna leave now. All right, bye. And it's like, oh,
right. It's
that's
like
it?
They're like,
wow.
Well, especially after
Guardians with Thor. Wow.
Especially after Infinity War and Endgame with the Guardians Thor interaction and stuff. It's like, oh boy, I can't wait to see them like team up for a movie. And then it's like, yeah, they're literally just like side characters for like a minute.
Yeah,
it was like Rocket and Thor. Like, come on, like they were bros.
Oh, sweet
they were
rabbit.
bros, you know.
yeah, it was like too much. I haven't seen it, but it was like just hearing about it, it's like these movies don't inflict too much comedy. Like at one point, it's like it's like it can be a comedy, but it should have like, at least a little bit more serious to it. That's why people can actually take it and actually enjoy it. But we were just joke after joke, and it's like
well, it's actually interesting. It's like I was watching Dodgeball before this, and when Patches O'Houlihan gets killed by the sign, to look at the Irish sign, that's a joke. He's like, we'll be fine as long as we have Patches, and then he gets killed by the thing, and that's a joke. But the characters aren't laughing, and then they're like, "Man, what are we gonna do without him?" Like they're taking it seriously, but it's funny as hell for us to watch. It's like,
right, yeah.
And it's like, oh, now the character. Okay,
the
now we're
irony.
yeah, and yes, the very
it's the good jokes
very
that matter. The shitty ones. It's like,
well, it's like, and he was Irish, so it's like, the luck of the Irish, luck and unluck. Yeah, there you go. And it's like, and when it's timing, when he says, "We'll be fine as long as he's alive." Oh, he's dead now. But it's like, so that was a joke in a comedy, but then they also play it serious a little. Like, what are we gonna do without him? That sucks, And
yeah, it's like the second act setback.
It's like, rather than in like a Marvel one, it'd be like, whoop-de-doop, he's dead, huh? It's just like, oh. Or they literally kind of do that, like when Thor's planet, when Asgard gets destroyed, he's like, you can rebuild and do whatever. It blows up. Never mind. It's just like, I don't know.
That was funny. It's funny because it's like, oh, classic epic, Thor environment, and it's like, oh, we'll rebuild Asgard, and then it's like, oh, actually, well, maybe not. Like that's funny. That's good stuff. Thor 3 for the most part managed its humor.
Yeah, that's mostly, but I feel like there could have been a different reaction from Thor. Like, it could have looked at him like, "Fuck you, dude!" Like something.
Yeah, let's start the bad comedy. I'm trying to think. I saw the second Shazam, and I would say bad comedy. And I saw that unicorn scene. I'm like, why?
Rookie has seen Black Adam and Shazam.
But not Shazam 2, thank God.
I made a mistake and saw the second one. Well, not in theater.
No, Shazam, the first Shazam, I get the people can like it. I just hate that shit. I hate like
I understand.
We're all family and happy. And it's just like, barf. Like, if anything, taking back to Man of Steel.
Yeah, it could be good. Like Kick-Ass. Kick-Ass and and Deadpool are the same thing, but they do it where it's actually entertaining and good.
Kick-Ass 1 and 2 were great. Kick-Ass 1 and 2 were great. So even the second one had a lot of emotion, and it's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, this is a silly show. He's the motherfucker, and like this little girl that kicks butt, but it's like, no, like there's some pull here for these characters.
No,
It's like,
yeah, I can't believe people was like, "What?" Yeah, I love them both. Yeah, it just sucks that the second Shazam fell so flat on its face. Like, I kind of liked it, but then it just started getting real stupid. It was just like, well, unicorns.
Well,
that
first
killed
Shazam,
me.
the problem with the first Shazam is like the fucking cripple kid, gets him in on doing this like YouTube shit and fame and stuff. And then he's like, "Oh, you're being famous, and I can't wait. Screw you, buddy." And it's like, you got him on this.
He wasn't gonna do it until you did it for it. You pushed him into it. But
Right.
but there's that. But they also don't play the adult child very well or whatever. Like the kid as in the adult body. Like they come off as different characters entirely than like this kid is now an adult body kid, and they could have done a lot better with it, I think. And maybe I think the idea was that he was supposed to be younger, but they're like, I don't know, let's just have him older. And
well, it's funny because they do little things where it's like he went to a strip club, and it's like, well, I need more money, and it's like, it's like, he's not supposed to be there. He's like 14.
Those are little gag jokes, yes, but I mean, like in general, the personality I don't think works.
Yeah, he could have really went into some Wonder Woman 84 territory with that element of like, oh, well, he can morph into an adult man, but he's a kid, and then he, tricks women. I
mean, there's a lot of stuff that's. I think there's other films that do that. There's films that do that. I think where I'm thinking of. I haven't seen it, but there's
13 going on 30.
There's that one.
I haven't seen it, but I know like it's like a body swap or something.
I think Tom Hanks is in one too. Yeah, Big, and like there's other films and shows where they do that kind of concept, and it's pretty funny. Or there's some emotional things they learn or something, and it's like this, just like I don't know, and then he learns, then he gets in a fight, and nothing landed properly. And same with the villain.
The demons, like they don't have any person. It's like, how am I supposed to tell which one's greed, which one's anger? The 7 deadly sins. It's like they're all just like.
And the villain in general in that one was just kind of weak to me too. He's you didn't give me the powers I wanted, so now I get these ones, and now I'm an asshole. And it's like, well. Okay, could we have had more attention on you then to see what your life was like?
I'm actually, when I watch it, like, I'm rooting, not just because of the bad guys, but it's like, screw this fucking orphan.
Well, yeah, no, I agree, but I still don't think I agree with you, but I still don't think he was a good villain, really. Like,
I mean,
so thin.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. I remember seeing that scene where it was the Wonder Woman's body with the head of the wizard. Okay, I laughed at that because I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting it.
Right. Oh, and the second one?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I didn't see that one, but like I don't want to see it ever.
I can't wait to watch it and torture Rookie. Like I fucking hate this character. And
the wizard got killed in the first film.
Right.
He's back. He's a wizard. Shut up.
It's like, I'm okay with it. Depends on how you do resurrections, but like typically it's good to have them dead. And if there is a resurrection, that it should be a meaningful one that is like something that affects the character, not just a la-di-da, lollipops, poopsie poo, I'm back now. Whatever. Like, I hate that. It's like, no, go the fuck back. Go back.
No blame you. Yeah, I know. I rolled my eyes to it when I was like, wait, I thought you were dead. Yeah, come on, lame.
Did the kids? I'm trying to remember the first one. Did he care that the wizard was dead? Like, I don't even remember if he's. Like,
I don't know. I don't
just
know.
like,
No.
He's dead now, and now I don't know. Here's my family with the wizard.
I think he like probably cared like for 10 seconds, but I moved on pretty fast.
That's the other thing that sucks. Like, all right, Shazam's already like a very thin template, like what they're going to do with it, and then it's like, oh, let me just make like 5 other Shazams. And it's like, what?
In the same movie. And then it's like, oh, that's even worse.
They're all fucking Supermen. It's
like
Superman.
They should not have done that.
Well, and
one
the girl,
Superman is like overkill. Then he makes 6 of them. Oh my god.
Oh, and it's like, okay, I hate this. So like the littlest child who becomes like a Shazam thing, it's like, okay, so she should be like, that's a story in and of itself with just the concept of like what, a 6-year-old turning into an adult. Like,
shut up. She
I don't
can
know, like
adequately fight
it's like
crime.
fighting crime. I like it should look like she's horribly throwing punches, like pathetically, because it's like you don't know how to fight your kid. But it's like, no, they know what they're doing and they can talk normally and whatever. I'm like,
right. It should be like One Punch Man too. It should be like some carnage. Like, oh my god, I didn't.
So,
what do I do with these powers? I killed people. Like,
yeah, those concepts would at least be interesting. But like what they choose to do is stupid. And I thought DC's supposed to be dark, but they're fucking pussies too. Like they think they're dark, but they're really not.
Oh, they're total pussies.
And
They
Black
owned.
Adam.
They owned The Boys. They published the first 6 issues, and then they're like, fuck this, and they let Enos go to Dynamite. It's like one of the biggest blunders because they're like so butthurt that they're making fun of their templates of characters.
Well, it's like even like so like I look at Black Adam for like the fucking whole of comedy attempts because it's like they try to be dark and funny, but I don't think the way that they do it works. Like there's jokes that almost work. They're like just tweak it slightly and then it's good. Like
I wonder what would do to the rating if they went with rated R. You think it was
I
rated
mean,
R.
The rating might have helped it, maybe, but like I'm talking about, like he throws this minion, and then he's like, "Oh, did you kill him?" And he's like, "Yeah," and then you hear him like crush or fall in the background, and it's like I think it would have been funnier if he accidentally threw the guy so far, and he's like, "It's like, oh, did you kill him?" You hear him squish. I don't know.
No, what it does is like
he's not meaning to do it.
He's interacting with these guys, and so like, well, if we're helping you, you're going to start playing with eye rolls. We don't just kill people, and that's like a new concept for him. And so then like he's like chasing, trying to find the kid in the cargo, and it goes like Vietnam chasing this one guy because they got like super planes, and he doesn't have them either because it's like twist, the villain ended up getting him, and we didn't see it. And so he like tosses him because like, well, you're useless, and toss him. And then they call him. And it's like, hey, do you have that guy? We can ask him questions. And he's like, he looks back. He's like, and he's like, he didn't.
Yeah, I still like the concept of like a hero trying to protect, obviously a kid or a family or some shit. But then other times I'm getting sick of it. I'm like, why do we always have these characters babysitting, man? Can we just like have shit where a hero is just, a hero or a villain is just owning people?
Yeah.
Did you watch Invincible, Wiz?
Oh yeah, I did.
That is how you should do at least the side characters of the Shazam family of like, whoa, I'm trying to help, and oh god, they fell apart in my hands because I'm super.
Well, it's like what was I gonna say with Black Adam? Fuck, what's my point? I had a point. I lost it. I lost it.
How do you like it? It usually happens to me.
I kind of liked it, but man, that kid and that family really dragged that movie down. I don't know what the hell they were thinking.
With your comment with the kids, yeah, I think you're talking about like having these superhero films with like a kid that is friends with the superhero that they're like in the plot the whole time, like they're always around. I see what you're trying to mean because like I feel like it's because they don't do them that well anymore. Because there's ways that I think can make it work very well too. But I think they do it because they think that kids can put them. It's one of those insert things where it's like, if there's a kid that's hanging out with Shazam and Black Adam or something, that's like me. I'm there. I'm hanging out with them. It's like, stop. That's what they do.
I wish they would do it where it's like, oh, hey. This guy just gave me crack cocaine. It's like, how do I use it? I don't know. You just put it in pipe and light it, and then, hey, let's try crack, kid.
Right, yeah. Speaking of cocaine, did anyone seen Cocaine Bear?
No.
What do you guys think about it?
Yeah. I give it, for what it is, I give it a 7. It's fine.
It was like a 6 for me. I mean, I definitely laughed.
Especially when I learned that the real story really sucks.
Yeah, that definitely helps. Yeah.
when you know the real story, like, oh yeah, like they were dropping coke from a plane and a bear found one of them and its heart exploded after eating it. and like they found it, so that's how they knew it was.
Yeah, there's no carnage, there's no bloodshed.
No,
it ate a whole duffel bag of cocaine and died.
Yeah,
it's
I know.
like the fact that they made this, and also it's directed by Elizabeth Banks of Pitch Perfect and Charlie's Angels, the new woke Angels. The fact that she did it, I'm like, wow, this wasn't bad. I'm surprised she could execute this. This is pretty good. Alden Ehrenreich, young Han Solo, not bad. Ice Cube's kid, pretty good. Yeah, they manufactured a decent wacky film out of nothing, and it's pretty fun.
Yeah,
but,
it was.
Yeah, I'm not gonna buy it. It's one of those like, I saw it once. Because I'm Meth Gator, and people, when I tell them about my company, are like, it's gonna be like cocaine beer. And I'm like, no, mine's a real fucking story.
It's about an alligator that was it walked into a meth house toilet or something, and then
honestly, I feel like Zack Snyder. It's like, all right, once you lose your virginity to my drug-based animal, when he said whatever about his Batman and losing your virginity to his Batman. It's like I actually kind of resonate a bit when people like I tell them Meth Gator and they just like silly, and it's like, no, it's like there might be some comedy, but I'm playing it pretty straight.
Right, I remember your reaction when we saw that announcement for Meth Gator in the movie. I was like, oh.
It's like, Jesus, that's gonna.
Well, because like
that's gonna suck.
The concept does look stupid. It's like it's a meth gator. It's a gator who ate meth, and that's the movie. It's like it's on meth. It's like, wow, whoa, bro, you fucking blew my mind with your insight. Right. Fucking movie prowess.
I hate. I'm using the simple TMNT Daredevil template, and then. Yeah, and then I see like the imagination of like sci-fi shit. I'm like, God, this is so
sci-fi. No, the lack of imagination with sci-fi stuff. They literally have I would bet you, Wizard. I'm sure you agree with this. Like they just have a slot machine that has like they ring it up, and it's like, oh look, an anaconda, and then it's either another animal or like some environment thing, like or anaconda tornado, or sharknado, or just like spiders, earthquake, lava things. It's like, what, let's have Sharktopus versus Octopussy, like whatever the fuck they're talking about. It's
the worst one is boa versus python. It's like, you realize these are practically the same thing. Like, it's not even as cool as like tiger versus lion, where it's like, all right, you got a whole dichotomy of difference between those two cats.
I think mouse versus rat would be more interesting with their differences.
Well, if the mouse can he tag in his little friends? Is the rat have friends as well? There's a huge a New York rat.
That's already a David versus Goliath situation with the mouse versus the rat.
This is literally what every Redwall book is like little mouse versus evil swarm of like pirates trying to take Redwall Abbey. Like yeah.
Or when they try to become a chef.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
like and ideas, I guess nowadays too, are like where they see an idea, they're like, wow, they got all those movies and then they put them together. What if we put the mummy and with the vampire and a werewolf and Frankenstein and did that, huh? It's like wow. Okay, you guys know.
I'm not against it. I'm just like, but why?
Yeah, well, it's like, can you do that well, or are you retarded? Because like when they see successful ideas done, they think, well, I could do that too. Like with the cocaine bear, like, oh, let's make cocaine squirrels or some shit. It's like let's make marijuana. Fucking what's an animal that starts with an M? Marijuana mouses. I don't know. Just like
hearing addicted
marijuana manatee.
Yeah, just like no.
It's like, you realize how dopey manatees are already, and then you're gonna dope them up with marijuana, like,
or a heroin addicted kangaroo.
That would be awesome, because like, especially if it's a male kangaroo that does heroin, because it's like, what would that be like? Is it gonna be like Requiem for a Dream, where he starts like whoring out his kangaroo girlfriend to get the next hit of heroin?
Yeah.
You could go some dark places with that.
Maybe. Well, you see, we're creative thinkers though, but like they would just be like, "Look, it's on heroin," and it's like chasing other people that are trying to mess with it, and that'd be like the story. It's like, God, fucking lame. You're fired.
Yeah, that's why I like Cocaine Bear, because it's like, all right, this feels like they like made a genuine, wacky, horrific comedy. Because like it's not like the most perfect horror, but like the horror element got under my skin because I live in Ohio. It's like I work right next to the country. I'm in Trump country. Like outside Columbus, like the whole state's kind of country. So like anywhere I go could be a fucking bear wanders around. We're not far from Canada. It's not like a temperate state.
Do you have your bear repellent?
Right. And so watching, even though it's all CGI, not very believable CGI, like just the carnage of a bear ripping people apart is like, oh, this could actually. So it's like I'm a bit tense watching because it's like this isn't, an alien with a total made up physiology and stuff attacking. It's like bears are real and they really can kill you. I watched this one thing on Animal Planet about a guy had he got his face bit, so it crushed his eye socket, so he's like forever blind. He got a janky face because of it, and he lived through that.
Well, that's actually interesting because like a lot of people would think, I guess this is probably why a lot of people think that Alien is better than Aliens, because like sometimes if you have like one scary thing in the room with you, like in a room with you, compared to look, there's like 1,000 of them, huh? It's like, well, I can't even like imagine that like this. But I can imagine the one in the room and how terrifying that is. Get like one. Like would you rather face one tiger in like in a house with no other rooms or something, just one room, or would you rather face like 10,000 whatever it is,
10,000 kitty cats that haven't had their fancy feast?
You'd be like, which one would be more terrifying? You'd probably be like the fucking tiger. I don't know, because it's like a tiger, and I can imagine that situation compared to that ridiculous.
What's the cat gonna do? Gonna spray me with his
even if you'd be dead in either scenario, one would probably be more scary than the other, and that'd probably be the one that you could imagine.
Yeah, I'd probably just get exhausted to death by the 10,000 cats. It was like, oh no, one tiger. Oh God, I made eye contact. I'm dead.
There's nowhere to hide. There's nowhere to run, and it's in the same room with you, and you're fucked no matter what.
It's like theoretically, if like maybe I hide, if I just like lay in the fetal position with my back to it in the corner, maybe the tiger will leave me alone.
No, but in time, it's hungry and it'll eat you. So like, you'll be the only food in the room. So. Yeah, still there.
No, that's fucking scary.
So like I can see that with like Alien and then Aliens, where it's like, wow, there's just one alien in the ship. You don't know where it is. It's gonna get you. It's scary
and it's smart.
And and then it's like the next one. Well, there's like 1,000 of them. It's like, well, that's harder to fully get the same level of scarcity, even if like, oh, there's like it's a swarm, huh? Well,
right. Yeah, see, that's the problem with Predator and Alien as franchises is they've done interesting things, but like it's never the first film, because the first film has like a set thing of like a monster and it's within its like confines of intelligence and the setting. And then sequels, you always gotta like be aware of like, well, there's more of them. What's the pathology of these creatures and etc. Just it goes on, and then it's like it's just hard to keep the suspense versus the first film, especially if you're doing like the Jaws angle of like less is more, the Hitchcockian way. Even though Jaws is like working around it, or the problems of filming the fucking shark, that helped the film. I don't like Jaws. I'm not blown away by Jaws at all, but I appreciate the like impact it's had on other films.
It's like I can't get into shark movies at all either. It's like what?
No. Deep Blue Sea is legitimately, even though it's like 90s, actions, kind of silly. There's a consistent level of intensity to that movie.
Okay.
Escalation.
Right, I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, Deep Blue Sea is pretty good.
Yeah, because I try to give them a shot because I think like, obviously a shark is scary and you don't know where it is. That's easy peasy, interesting movie. But each movie I saw, I was like,
Well, it's like sharks are just fucking like killing machines.
They're honest. Most shark movies are funny rather than scary, though. Like they're really
that's
silly.
what my problem is. I want scary, and I'm not getting it.
Like there's a movie called Santa Jaws, and
God.
they're able to blow its teeth out of its mouth, but then it like chews on a metal candy cane and gets razor candy cane teeth, and it's like
what? No.
It's like what? There's another one that's like Dick Shark or something, and it's like I don't know. Somebody gets
its teeth fell out and it grew dicks.
Well, something I don't know. Some ointment or something turned it into a shark or something. I don't know.
Oh,
that's my problem with the genre. Yeah, that is. I want scary shark movies. I'm just
Shark
not getting
Exorcist.
Well, and then like the Meg is like I thought it was going to be sillier than what they did with it. I thought it was going to be I thought it was going to be Jason Statham like grows to be a giant to fight to punch the shark, or like he gets super strength and like he's going to take the Meg head on or something. And it's like no, they just kind of like try to avoid it and try to trap it or something and try to shoot it. It's like it's kind of lame.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oscar nominated a-hole. I gotta share this.
So what do you guys think about what was it? I think it was the Predator Prey movie. Did you guys hate it or like
Prey
it?
was fucking good.
I thought it was good.
There's some good stuff in it and some bad stuff in it. But
the first beginning is wonderful. I think where they started to mess up was just they showed too much of it at one point. I'm like, now the intensity
it got too schlocky for me as it went on.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, but this is Shark Exorcist. It says the tagline is "Satan has jaws." There's like a priest with crosses.
Angus on Tubi TV. Angus, there's like 1,000 of the shark movies, and we tried to watch Shark Side of the Moon. That one literally made Angus pass out. He couldn't hold on. It was the premise sounded funny. It was like Shark Side of the Moon. Oh shit, there's like humanoid sharks on the moon, and then it was like just really lame. And we're just like, CGI sucked. The story was lame. The characters are like just weird, and we're just like, God, nothing's happening. And I was like, Angus, what do you think about this? You've been quiet. He's passed out. I'm like, yeah, I don't blame you.
You ever heard by Dino Priest, where it's a priest that turned into a dinosaur? No, that was funny.
Or that's like Raptor something, right? That's
Velocipaster.
Velocipaster, right? Velocipaster. That's
what I want to see. Yeah.
And funny enough, that did not inspire an idea that we have. But
21st. No, I'm 31.
Watching Jurassic Park 3, we got inspired to have Raptor Cops. It's like
it's gonna be a silly show in the Meth Gator world. There'll be like random cutaways to Raptor Cops.
Yeah, we're thinking is like when the raptors are like surrounding them, like because they have the eggs, and they're like talking to each other. They're like, "Yeah, what's up, guys? You got some profanity there. You got
give me the goods.
Got the merchandise you stole here." It's like, you got to give them the eggs. Okay, it's funny.
But yeah, I think we're gonna close it because me and Ricky got some stuff to do. This is gonna be a shorter stream than normal. But yeah, I saw this like a week ago or so, and this is so adorable and hilarious. So this would be a good closeout little video to share.
Hey, undercover agent.
No.
I've been telling you for a while. Sir, please. No. Pull over the car. Pull it over now. Pull over the car. I'm not gonna ask you anything. Yeah, we got it. He's rolling down Interstate 15. He's northbound. Pull over the car. Hey.
That's a good dad right there, man.
Pull over.
That's good, ain't it?
Yeah.
Oh, Sparkle Muffin. I still don't remember how I became Sparkle Muffin, but thank you, Karen. Thank y'all for hanging out. My birthday is actually what, the 14th. So what day is
Okay, guys, people were saying happy birthday. I'm like, today's not your birthday yet, or is it fucking your birthday yet?
It's
No?
Sunday.
No.
So
Yeah, it's Mother's Day. It's
Mother's Day. I thought that was last week.
Nope.
no, next week's is
I
14th.
thought it was supposed to be the first Sunday of May. That was the 7th.
No,
No, your mom. Peter.
I don't give a fuck.
Your birthday is on Mother's Day. That means you're a bitch.
But yeah.
Yeah,
apparently
that's
I have the
it.
same birthday as George
Doomcock.
Lucas.
Oh, that too.
So-
Yeah, Doomcock's
Wait,
birthday.
who else?
Doomcock's birthday is on.
Oh, fuck that bitch. Fuck
Nah.
Doomcock. Fraud he is. The wizard behind the
I knew. I was like,
curtain.
no, don't bring him up.
Oh, I got a meme of Doomcock. It's the Colonel from Waterboy, and it says Doomcock's wrong again.
Oh no.
Fuck Doomcock. I agree 100% with Ryan Kindle's assessment. If you believe Doomcock, you're a fucking retard.
I thought you were gonna say what She-Hulk's assessment.
Oh yeah, because they have like a Doomcock network of incels against She-Hulk. Yeah, that was funny actually. I got a kick out of that. But no, thank you for hanging out. It's good seeing you, Oscar nominated a-hole. Thank you, Tim's Talk, Saint Floyd of Fentanyl, Karen, Keely Chow, with
Wizard, of course, for coming out.
Yeah, thank you, Wizard, for hanging out. And yeah, she's modded, so go. I don't know. Go follow her on Twitter. I don't have my Twitter up right now, but it's what's your Twitter handle?
I finally got free. I'm no longer
Chelsea
gimmick account.
Well, you can link it, or next week when we stream, you can link it for people to follow you.
Yeah, you'll be able to drop links because you are modded, so you can put links in the chat.
Oh,
Ding, ding,
okay.
ding.
Yeah, we were just hanging
Tim
out
says-
today, right? Because that's why I wasn't linking anything.
Tim says my sources from Disney are the best. I would assume so. You're like a Kylo guy on TikTok. I assume maybe some actual Disney people might actually be aware of you, even if they're just like, workers at.
They think they're like, Adam. Why is Adam Driver making a YouTube channel under the name of Tim? They're like worried about him. They call him up. What are you doing, man? He's like,
well, I mean, after the checks bounce from 65, he's got to do anything to make money right now.
He's like, he asked Tim, can we switch places? So we get Adam Driver on YouTube while Tim's doing movies or something. That'd be funny.
Oh, that'd be good. But yeah, thank you for joining me, Rookie. Got to go watch some Breaking Bad.
All right, good.